Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning we want to do a follow-up as it relates to the story of the two women that were murdered while visiting a funeral there in the meadowrest. And we want to look at the genesis of the story. And I'm going to read from Nationwide Radio website. And it says, tension are escalating in the Parade Gardens community of central Kingston following the double murder after a burial in St. Catherine. That was on Friday. Now, another shooting was carried out in the community around midnight the night after, where one person was shot. These shootings are reportedly linked to an ongoing Genasyde and darksyde gang conflict that's been simmering for the past 18 months. The shooting at the funeral is the second high-profile incident linked to these feuding fractions in the last 2 weeks. And, as Nationwide says here, it's not unusual to hear gunshots ring out in the old capital, because the old capital normally has this tradition or this reputation for incidents like these. But this time, the triggermen were not necessarily aligned to any gang from Spanish Town. It was the gang based in a volatile section of Parade Gardens in central Kingston. A lot of persons would know that place as being Tel Aviv. When the shooting stopped, a minibus that was taking a group of people from a funeral was riddled with bullet wounds. Preliminary reports suggested that at least 5 persons were shot. Now, based on our understanding, the bus was really filled with women and children. So clearly, it was a attack to get rid of a few persons, based on what we are hearing. Now, according to Nationwide News, 2 women succumbed to their injuries, while 3 others, including a child, are nursing gunshot wounds at the hospital. Eyewitnesses say 3 men opened fire on the bus as it left Meadowrest Memorial Gardens in St. Catherine, and the vehicle eventually crashed into a pole. The minibus was reportedly, as I said before, carrying mostly women and children. How heartless are these criminals? The man who was laid to rest was 23-year-old Troy Terrelong, otherwise called Seed. Terrelong was killed by members of the Genasyde gang on January 28 this year. Sources say Terrelong reportedly switched allegiance from the Genasyde gang to the darksyde gang shortly before he was killed. Just hours after the double murder in St. Catherine, there was a drive-by shooting at the corner of Tower Street and Maiden Lane in central Kingston. One man was reportedly shot and injured. He was rushed to hospital and is being treated. Now, this is the genesis of all of this. It is understood that both gangs oftentimes engage in drive-by shooting to launch attacks on each other. On April 16, the ongoing feud between the gangs spilled onto the streets of the capital by the way of a car chase between police and gunmen. This after a drive-by shooting was carried out on the base of Genasyde gang at the corner of George's Lane and Law Street by gang members reportedly affiliated with the darksyde gang. 5 persons were shot in the incident. 20-year-old Dante Coburn of East Street in the community died a day later at hospital. The chase ended with the police in Harborview, where the police seized 2 firearms and 17 rounds of ammunition. 4 men were arrested and charged in that incident. Now, you see what this gang thing is doing. And a lot of the crimes taking place in Jamaica is really gang related. And we see this Genasyde gang and this darksyde gang creating havoc in central Kingston. Now, after the killing of these 2 women, more than likely there will be reprisal and more reprisal. The police had thought that they had put a dampener on the situation when they held those 4 men after they committed the drive-by street in Kingston recently, when they held them at Arbor View. However, that will not stop these hoodlums from carrying out reprisal. It will not stop these hoodlums from creating mayhem in central Kingston. And it's just sad to know that at the funeral, after burying Terrelang, 2 women eventually lost their life. 2 other women is in hospital battling for life, based on what we heard, and a child. Although I think they have recovered to at least not released from hospital, but they are conscious and being taken care of by health authorities there. But how deadly can these gang-related activities get? And then the worst part of it sometimes is not just the gang members are killing each other. Innocent persons sometimes get caught up in this. Because as I said, even at the funeral, a child got caught in the midst of all of this. All of this stupidness by these men fighting over what we don't even know. Because whatever they're fighting over clearly is not making them any better. And one side is taking out the next side. Sooner or later, there'll be no persons living in these communities. But we hope that at some point it will be brought to an end. And these persons creating all these problems will be held responsible, and they'll be brought before the court and be put away for good. But it is what it is, and we hope some semblance of normalcy will return to those areas and these gangs will be flushed out. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be the first to be notified. Until next time, be safe. Look out for the children. Look out for a neighbor. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.